We put a copy of Lionel Messi in every single country of the world and then simulated the database 20 years in the future. It's time to enter the Messiverse. Right. 1 year into the future, and there are now 3 Messis in the Premier League. The English Messi, of course, was already there. He started with Arsenal, who still didn't win the Prem. Man City still beat him.
Time to go!
But the 3 new Messis are Finland, who was signed for $8 million from the Finn League by Chelsea. And maybe just as a sign of how much Chelsea liked to spend money, they also signed Senegal. They signed him for $2.3 million. But nothing beats the scouting at Watford, who just got promoted and signed the Kiribati Messi. Now he was entirely free. And if you're sitting there like, you put a Messi in Kiribati, I wasn't kidding. There's one in every country. Guyana, he scored 22 goals in 24 appearances at Buxton United. Can't wait to see who gets him. Nepal, he scored 31 goals in 34 matches for Mashindra FC. Northern Ireland, 27 goals in 38 appearances at Larne. There is, of course, USA at Inter Miami. Only 21 goals in 40 appearances. Maybe Central African Republic's more your style. He had 31 goals in 34 appearances for Red Star in their league. The Messis will slowly start to take over the world. Let's continue. Year 2 in the Messiverse. Liverpool has won the Premier League inspired by Bolivian Messi. Manchester United struggled and didn't reach the top 7. Probably because those geniuses didn't realize there were a bunch of free Messis around and signed one from Croatia for $82 million. In their defense, they also signed the Belgian Messi for $95 million. Cheap. On the flip side of that equation, Newcastle purchased the Moldovan Messi for $4.5 million. But the secret to success was generally unlocked. The 3 relegated teams had a combined total of 0 Messis. Some of the world's other big clubs have started to catch on to the Messiverse. Real Madrid signed Cape Verde Messi and, of course, Liechtenstein Messi. Now you may laugh, because Liechtenstein is a funny word, but he cost $38.5 million. He's nowhere near the cheapest Messi. The Cape Verdean Messi, on the other hand, $145,000. I think if we all pooled our money together, we might be able to buy Cape Verdean Messi. Maybe. Barcelona's also failed incredibly hard. They were given Spanish Messi for free and haven't won La Liga for the first 2 years. They failed so hard, he's upset. He wants a new contract and they're not even giving it to him. It's Spanish Messi. If you're thinking, gee, the Messiverse is awesome, where did it come from? The FM editor, who made this database and is awesome, and you should follow them on Twitter and download all of their other databases until the end of time. We check back in on our Guyanese Messi. He's still running wild in the domestic league with 49 goals in 48 appearances. Same in Nepal, 56 goals in 2 years. Somehow not even Northern Ireland Messi has been poached yet. At least one of our heroes has been found. The Central African Republic Messi, of all people, has ended up at Lille. We'll check back in on these 4 disparate Messis later. Onward! Year 3 in the Messiverse. Liverpool has won once again. They've added Portuguese Messi to Bolivian Messi. Man City's realized the folly of their ways and they've gone out and signed Slovenian Messi, but everybody knows that's not going to do the trick. Well, if Man City watched the Twitch streams, they wouldn't be making this mistake. Link in the description. They'd know the Messis were there. They'd be winning leagues, but they're not. But this is the first year that Footballer of the Year has gone to one of our Messis in the Premier League. It went to Bolivia. I'm sure that was all your first guess. Worth giving a shout out to Guadalupe Messi, who's made an appearance at Leicester, and shout out to the Guadalupe Club that now has 2.4 million that I'm sure it almost doesn't know what to do with. The Messiverse has not upset the flow of the Bundesliga. Bayern has won the first 3 titles. But that's not for a lack of trying. Bayer Leverkusen's getting very creative. They've signed the Messis from Barbados, the Maldives, and Estonia. Good bargain deals, but they still can't catch Bayern. But in Germany, the Messi conquest has been more complete. The German Messi won the Player of the Year in the first season, and the Georgian Messi on Wolfsburg, he won Player of the Year in the 3rd season. We continue to a World Cup year. But in order to unlock the World Cup, of course, you have to subscribe. I'll give you a moment. I hear if you press that button, you get your own Messi. And I'm just kidding. Let's look at the World Cup. The World Cup became absurd. First off, this was the first knockout match. Honduras and the Republic of South Africa. South Africa had 23 shots. Honduras had 2. But Honduras played their Messi and South Africa didn't. Honduras Messi scored there in the 11th minute. And Honduras won in pens. Although for some reason their Messi didn't take a pen. A wide range of teams made it to the final 32. New Zealand, Mali, Uzbekistan. And for Mali and Uzbekistan, their Messis are still in their domestic league. But it didn't matter because they're Messi. We had such tasty round of 16 matchups like Bulgaria and Ecuador. Now, Ecuador's Messi's at PSG, and he helped guide Ecuador not just to the round of 16, but all the way to the final, where because this is Football Manager, England won 4-0. Inspired by their starting right wing, Messi, who's still at Arsenal, by the way. He hasn't moved. Chelsea finally turned it around and won the league with their long-held superstar Senegalese Messi. But off the bench, they have Iceland Messi, Peru Messi, and still Finland Messi. And even further down, they finally rescued Solomon Islands Messi. This year, dude had been abusing other Solomon Islanders for the last 4 years. He's a regular Rafael Leai. If you know, you know. If you don't, you probably have a life. But it was a repeat English Footballer of the Year performance for Bolivian Messi. But in the Team of the Year, he was joined not just by Senegalese Messi, but Solomon Islands Messi. But the Messis had come for Serie A too. Gambian Messi at Fiorentina has already won Player of the Year. But American Messi finally made his move, signed by Fulham for $47.5 million. But if you think the leagues are weird, we're not even looking at the right leagues. See, in 2023, Scottish Messi won the Ballon d'Or with 36 goals and 24 assists in 51 Celtic appearances. Since then, the Ballon d'Or winner has not been in Europe. How about Palestinian Messi, who was signed by Fluminense and had an unbelievable season to win the Ballon d'Or? It's an interesting signing, logistically. Or the betting favorite Lesotho Messi, who scored 39 goals and had 19 assists playing for Atletico Mineiro, also in the Brazilian league. He was signed for just $900,000 from Bantu FC. And the World Team of the Year? Hopelessly full of Messis, to the point that I'm pretty sure we've broken the game. The defense is Senegalese Messi, Martinique Messi, Dominica Messi, and then of course Ederson in goal. The midfielders are Jordanian Messi and Mongolian Messi, who's at RB Leipzig, of course. And there are also two Messis in attack, with the Lesotho Messi and Nepalese Messi. We've got to check on those Messis. Nepalese Messi moved from Manchindra after 3 years to Atletico Mineiro. And he scored 33 goals and had 12 assists in 43 matches. He's doing it! Guyanese Messi moved to Porto for $475,000. He's doing it too. Surely the Northern Ireland guys move. Okay, he's on Southampton. Finally. $5.5 million. Southampton signed him. He's in the Prem. Central African Republic Messi is still just an above-average player at Lille. I'm so proud of Nepalese Messi. He amounted to something. It's time to take a quantum leap into the Messiverse. What year is it? 2030? How are you still alive? And Chelsea has begun a reign of dominance, inspired by a team full of 6 Messis, including Northern Mariana Islands Messi. Yes! Well, you know, he was playing at Inner Godfathers in Northern Mariana Islands, and then Porto signed him for free, and Chelsea signed him for $69 million. Gotta respect a guy that declares for Northern Mariana. Now, I personally have always been a big fan of the blue IUUs. But seriously, 6 Messis. Palestine. Oh, wait, that's the former Ballon d'Or winner. They signed him for $33.5 million. And Nepal! Nepal is here! $33.5 million. They just raided Brazil. How's Porto finding all of these guys, by the way? Guatemalan Messi came through Porto, too. At least they signed Iceland from Iceland itself. They've got Messis coming out 3 years. They've got Sweden, Solomon Islands, and Peru on the bench. I mean, how could Man City possibly compete with that? They only have Slovenia and Mexico. They never stood a chance. Chelsea understood the assignment. Dude, where is Arsenal? Where's England Messi? Well, he's there. They've just ruined him. Arsenal has a lot of Messis, too, dude. How are they so bad? They have North Korean Messi. The dear leader's finally happy. They've got Taiwanese Messi taking over. They finished 8th. Look at the players of the month. Austria, Switzerland, Bolivia, Israel, Nigeria, Israel. Somalia's on West Ham, by the way. Cesare Cassidy in April. Nepal. Chinese Messi is on Newcastle. I didn't think they could get any more fake money. He made Team of the Year. Well, he's been on Newcastle for a while. We just didn't see him. They signed him for $114 million. You want to talk about fake money. Ligue 1 Uber Eats. They've conquered PSG. Nice won 3 consecutive titles with Jamaica and Cayman Islands Messi. They have American Samoa Messi. Yes, he made it. They signed him right from American Samoa. That is a scouting assignment I would like to have. The Haitian Messi's killing it. He's got 55 goals for Haiti. Dude, they signed him right from Violette. This is the first time it's ever paid off sending a scout to the Caribbean. They signed Cayman Islands Messi straight from scholars in the Cayman Islands. They're unbelievable. They signed like 5 Messis for $100,000 total. They've got Sudan, Kyrgyzstan, Tahiti, Mauritius. No wonder they won 3 leagues. But Monaco won the last league all thanks to Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, Sri Lanka, and Jordan. Oh, they've got Sao Tome and Principe off the bench. How did a club in Antigua and Barbuda charge them $2.5 million? How is he not just free? Monaco paid $22.5 million to a club in Trinidad and Tobago. That's probably greater than the entire GDP of the Trinidadian league. This guy went through Brazil too. Did the Brazilian Brazilians are finding everyone. Sri Lankan Messi was in Brazil for years. But nobody's topping Lesotho Messi. He's been at Atletico Mineiro forever, and he has won 4 straight Player of the Years in a Brazilian league full of Messis. As for your Ballon d'Or update, Haiti won the Ballon d'Or in 2027, Cape Verde won it in 2028 at Real Madrid, and Syria, who of course is also in Brazil at Fluminense, won in 2029. Mozambique made the World Cup because they're Messi's at Barcelona. Let's go! We've actually reached the point in history in 2030 where if your Messi wasn't signed from a league that's not playable in the game, that Messi has disappeared. So countries like Curacao and Tanzania, their Messis never got picked up and they're now gone. Unfortunately, though, the World Cup was surprisingly not unusual. Ecuador made the quarterfinal because apparently they're amazing now, but the Netherlands won, beating Germany in the final. It's because Germany didn't call up their Messi. They didn't have their Messi on their team in 2030. The winning goal was scored by Mickey van de Ven, which is a good sign for Tottenham. Are there good signs for Tottenham? But now it's time to leap as far into the Messiverse as we can. 10 more years into the future. First, the Ballon d'Ors. Lesotho won 2 more. All at Atletico Mineiro. Dude's the next Pele. Ghana won 1 from Lazio. Suriname also won 1 from Lazio. Chad won 1 at the age of 36 with Real Madrid. Nice. But now some random other region is winning it. The Messiverse is over. Bolivia ended up with 6 Premier League Player of the Year awards. It was also won by Cameroon, Somalia, Azerbaijan, and China. China. The World Cup best player was only ever won by 2 Messis, the Portuguese Messi and the Dutch Messi when they won the World Cup in 2030. Spain did win it in 2034 in a final against Portugal, and then Portugal beat the Netherlands in 2038, followed closely by Sweden, and hosted again by South Africa. Sweden did win the Euros in 2024, but then it was a whole host of familiar ones until you see the Scottish flag there in a runners-up spot in 2028. The Belgian Messi did win the award in 2032 though, and then somehow Alejandro Garnacho won it in 2036. That doesn't make any sense. This is the Euros. In this universe, he became Spanish. The Messiverse. It messes up everything.
It's the butterfly effect.
You keep watching things. This is a video of me simulating a World Cup with exclusively the worst teams in the world. It's as fun as it sounds. Some of the same countries will be mentioned.